One Kenobi here, only one. In this video I want to just look at what I think is the best of the first 12 that exists in the modern line in my own collection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you these that I've picked, but it would be totally wrong of me not to show you a couple of honourable mentions and also some kitbashy type things as well, because a lot of this stuff they haven't nailed yet, especially this man here, Luke. So what I'm going to show you is the best pure example of what they've released in my opinion. So the 12 I have picked, none of them have been kitbashed by me whatsoever, just because I want to re-emphasize again just how far away we are from perfection for the likes of Luke Skywalker and even Leia, which is outrageous given how important those characters are. Where do we begin? Let's just start over here with the Jawa, and this is the recent Tika figure, which is just perfect for me in my eyes. The Ultimate Jawa would always have soft goods. The one thing that I didn't know, and maybe some of you do, is that this is the first Jawa not to have black hands. So they've released this Tika, and apparently Tika was a girl. Never knew that. Misgendered Tika recently, but the hands of this Tika are brown, and that's never been done before. Even on the Mandalorian Jawas, they were given black hands. So that's interesting. So just thought I'd mention it. But this is a really good looking Jawa. I actually have him currently up here on my creature shelves next to the Ronto there. So I've, don't have a Kenobi shelf or anything, but I've just put him with the rest of the tribe. Chewbacca, this is the one it's actually the Black Series one, this one, 3 3/4 inch. The exact same figure was re-released in the vintage collection, but the reason I picked this one is because of the fact he's growling, which matches the card back. So that's why I kind of consider these things when I've made this list. But I do have another Chewbacca, which I will show you later, which I think is a really good one for A New Hope, because it's very scene specific to how Chewbacca / Peter Mayhew looked in the film. This is a recent sand person, Tuscan Raider, and this is what I'd say is the best. Really good figure, and there's loads of really good ones you could pick, including some hard good ones, but this is a really good one. So they've kind of nailed this. Again, the point of this video is to highlight what they haven't nailed and what they need to do. But I'll be patient and wait till we get to Luke, Han and Leia in a moment. But this guy I currently have on blue tack because, one of these figures that don't have decent peg holes. But there you go, look at it. Great tone, matches the card back, really nice. Over yonder we have Vader, and a brilliant Vader figure. This is from the Kenobi series, but it's a bit dusty there. This is a brilliant New Hope sculpt. Very hard to beat the Vader that came in the Black Series. Let me see if I can find him. For a long time, I've said that is my favourite Vader, and hell, he's dusty as well. Still is. But look at that head sculpt. That's more for even though he's specific to Revenge of the Sith, he has got a very Empire / Return of the Jedi helmet. I've always said that. Look at his lenses there. No, leave them to me. I'll deal with them myself. I always thought about that scene when I look at the lenses of the eyes of this Vader. But let's hand it over to this guy. This is really absolutely smashed anything I've ever seen before for A New Hope Vader first 12. So that is done in the bag. Let's talk about R2 and 3PO. Please forgive me for choosing this one if this triggers you. The reason I've chosen that one, and don't worry, I've got something else I want to talk to you about, but this one is the best in terms of a modern R2. I just think all the proportions are right with his lenses, his eye, his colour even, but the only problem with this one is he's dirty. He's very dirty. I don't know what kind of dirt that's supposed to be. Space dust, the battle from the Battle of Yavin, or is it dust from Tatooine? Certainly can't be or shouldn't be from Dagobah because it was put on a New Hope card. But having said that, the ironic thing is I do actually have him on my Dagobah shelf next to Dagobah Landing Luke, but you can put him anywhere. Lovely bit of weathering, but that's just the best. But let's bring him in now. This I got recently from Tungori. It is from the Legacy collection, but the same figure came in the VOTC, and I love this R2 as well because of the fact, if you're talking about first 12 vibes, the chrome, look at it. That is such lovely, beautiful black metal chrome. And that brings me nicely onto 3PO. Now this is one on his own. I'm not going to show you any other 3POs. That is my favourite 3PO. It comes from the Saga collection, whatever you want to call that, the Endor chair levitation, Endor wicket, what they call that, the Ewok throne 3PO, impersonating a deity. But that is just so nice. Lovely sculpt, and it's got that classic Vac metal does not bring you back, and it also serves a future purpose. You can't get any better than can't even get my words out. The job that Vac metal did does better than anything ever since. I mean, look at this. That's an attempt to make that's a beautiful figure, well sculpted, beautiful articulation, but swap that dullness for this brightness any day, man. Look at it. Look at the reflectionation there, man. Brilliant. Absolutely epic 3PO. But it does look good with that Vac metal R2. Moving on to Luke. Now this is a long story, man. Luke is, this is a figure I've recently got. Resurgence of the Jedi. Finally, a Luke that is all in one, that I don't need to kit bash. It's the same head that came with it. The body, it's alright. I guess the tone of it's okay. It all matches, but the sleeve of wizard arms there are really baggy, and you can't do much with the legs. So let's talk about what else you've got for Luke. Over here are my kit bashes, and this is the VOTC one with the head of Dagobah Landing, which, you know, when they finally do get to make the definitive Luke, I personally have my fingers crossed it will be soft goods. Slightly less baggy than this would be good. This is another kit bash. That's the body of the 30th anniversary that came with the Vaporator, but with the head of the Yavin. You can also swap the recent Yavin ceremony Luke. You can also swap the head of the Stormtrooper Luke. Let's go over here and have a look. This one here, that recent one, that's a really good head sculpt. That does work also on that body as well, but still, shouldn't be having to kit bash, should we now? And I thought I'd also just mention this figure, which has actually grown on me a lot now. This is the Death Star Escape Luke from the Vintage Collection. I said on a video recently, I said you can't do much with his legs, he needs ball joints, but someone commented and said he's got ball joints. So I recently articulated him, and look at that, he's now got a wide stance. Totally appreciate this figure a lot more now. Look at that, way better. But the head is, I don't know, man, maybe it's the tone of it just looks slightly different from this one. This one seems more Mark Hamill on the left. Yeah, and even from that angle there, look at the hair there, man. Really good figure this. So that's why, as one of its own, I believe this is the best single release of a Luke yet, which is a sorry state of affairs because there's massive improvements needed on that. And between these, you've got examples of what could potentially be done in the future. Let's talk about Han Solo. Oh, wrong one. This is the one I think is the best. Crazy 2004 Han Solo VOTC, brilliant figure, slightly skinny now. We're quite excited, aren't we, now as a fan base, because they're going to bring us this Corey Feldman Han, which is on the Return of the Jedi bunker card back. Again, needs a lot of work, but hopefully they will nail that when they bring out a New Hope card back Han in the future, which I hope is not too long from now. And I thought I'd just give this guy a mention, because this is also a really good Han from New Hope. This came with the Legacy Collection Millennium Falcon, or the what is it now? The BMF? Yeah, the BMF Falcon. Just thought I'd give it a mention, man. Really, really good. And since I'm talking about Han, this also came with the Falcon. You know, I mentioned Chewie earlier. Very scene specific. You know, when they are just in the hangar bay, what a piece of junk. The way that Chewbacca looks in and around those scenes, man, he's just sort of, he's not growling, he's got his mouth together. That figure absolutely nails it for me. I'd say that's probably the best looking neutral New Hope Chewbacca. He's got the hair correct, but you know, obviously that's just quite animated and nicely coloured and everything. But I don't know, man, just so he was worth a mention. Where are we up to? Stormtrooper, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. A brilliant Stormtrooper. They pretty much nailed it now. They nailed it with VC-140, but that's a really good one. It's got the holster there, all working, all functioning. I'm happy with that. I know there's people who are still thinking it's oh my god, these boffins. Daniel Chart, who believe there is a little bit left to go, I think, but still, for me, man, you can't get better than that, can you? He's come off his stand. I'm gonna have to lean him against Luke. There you go. Look at the difference in height there. Which a bit too short to be a Stormtrooper. And then we have this gentleman. That's fine. You can't make much better than that. You could maybe have some decent articulation on the hips, but you know, come on, man. That's done. That's the Death. What are they called now? Death Squad Commander, formerly known as Imperial Navy Commander, now known as. And that is that. I think we should move on because otherwise I'll be waffling too long. But you know, that's the first 12 done in a really nice, professional, modern style. Oh, poor Leia. We'll come to you in a minute. Let's talk about ObiWan Kenobi. I put him in my top because of that face, man. It's really good. Hard goods, I would prefer. Let's go for a little journey. Over here, I have a whole shelf dedicated to Obi-Wan versus Vader. Sorry about the camera work there. I don't have my gimbal at the minute, but that's a really good figure. But again, that's a kit bash. That robe did not come with this figure. This is the Legacy Collection Ben. That's the robe of the Jedi construction Luke Skywalker, because it's more fitted. But when they do make another Ben, I hope it will be something like that with the face of that 5 POA you just saw. Let's go back to it. Boom, right there. Look at that face. That's really good, isn't it? Absolutely spot on. That is Alec Guinness. And I think I've done everything except to just talk finally about, oh, our lovely Carrie Fisher, our Princess Leia. This is an outrage. Every other figure they've done for Leia have been from the POTF era, you know, Power of the Force 2, where she looks like absolutely loaded with steroids, and I won't say anything any more than that, man. You know the details, man, if you are a 3 3/4 inch collector, but this is the best they've ever done. And lovely from the back. I actually have her posed on my shelf looking that way so you can just see the buns, because the face is a little bit too, looks very young there actually. The arms are outrageously outdated now with the hinge there. You know, we need a, what is that? Oh, it's a swivel. Sorry, not even a hinge. It's a swivel joint. It's terrible. She deserves absolute top-notch treatment, this girl. Get it done, Hasbro. Why are we still waiting? 2004 this was made. Ridiculous. And so there you are. That's the best that we've got. There's no other layer of any kind of caliber that could be put on this list. Not even an honourable mention. I wouldn't even insult you by showing you the others. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the situation. I hope I've covered everything. I think that is the first 12. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let me know your thoughts below. If you have a list of your own, do let me know in the comments. And if you've got any ideas for kit bashing to make the best of the best, let me know. Thank you for watching this video. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only One. Out.